Good evening, everyone. My name is Banks, and I'm the lead analyst and also the founder of Good Elite Deals. So, on today, we'll be looking at XAUSD. It's not going to waste your time, basically. We're just going to look at, you know, we're just going to look at pretty much a whole lot of stuff. All right. So, I need you to pay attention. So, firstly, this is gold buys that we took. We took some gold trades earlier in the day, backing about the 100 pips. Then we predicted sell moves, we're expecting market to continue the sales and all of that. Now we were able to back about seven something pips plus after like a bit of, market failing to pick price. So for me, I'm expecting it to continue like the downward trend, but nonetheless, we'll have an open mind towards that. So as you can see, we're currently on gold sales and we're expecting it to sort of like push down price a bit. And yeah, that's like pretty much it for XAUSD. As you can see, we took the earlier buyers for the buys, and the reasons behind our buys was clear and direct here. And then we had like this sell momentum coming in. And then what else? So after that, we're gonna be looking at another pair, which is basically GU. So let's take a look at GBP USD. I feel like GBP USD is just one indecisive kind of pair. But then let's see. So for GBP USD, we have market, push down price into the area of liquidity that we marked out here, and then sort of like trying to push up price continuously, right? And today people made crazy profit today, like I've not posted profit. I usually post profit like 12 a.m. before I go to bed. I think yesterday I was still posting like around 1:30 a.m. That's like the level of work that we have to put in. So I'm gonna be dropping the link very soon. I said the link. I'm gonna be dropping the testimonies in the next like 3, 4 hours. So yeah, pretty much that. So now I'm looking at buy opportunities here for for GBP USD. And so for me, the buy areas are still very, very visible. So just mark out like this zone like this. Come here, mark out this zone like this. Um, there's too many messages. So now mark out this area here. So for me, if market should basically tap price properly, we should have a long around this area. So expecting market to sort of push a price. So expecting market to push a price like this region, and, tap back price properly into this area. It's a Batman party. So yeah, so pretty much expecting the same continuation of the buys that happened earlier to continuously happen. And now let's look at like other pairs basically. So now we have oh Lord. Look at this USD JPY trade that we had. Look at how close it was to our entry. Shit. You know that if this trade had activated, because it didn't activate, look at it. It was just like few pips. Let me calculate. Hold on. 6.7 pips to activate the trade. If I'd even noticed it, I'd have called the buys instantly. And look at how far it has gone. It has done 215, 260 pips on that trade. So yeah, USD JPY buys. I did the analysis on Tuesday. If you go back and watch, remember when I said this, the market had already retested this area, so we're expecting market to continue to push down price, and push up price continuously and all. So for me, the continuation of the buys are possible. It just depends on your entry level. Now it has broken past this high that is here. So for you, I'll mark out this area like this. Um, so after marking out that area, basically, I'll look at that region that is there. I'll look at that region that is there and then go for a long. So you can sort of still find like another way to take an entry. The market returns back into that area properly, and then you can go ahead for the and then you can expect like a retest like this. And you can continuously have the whole buy moves and all. And that's like basically it. So the buys is still very visible and you sure can still catch a trade from that. And yeah, let me download this. It's crazy. The analysis was so direct. This is 200 and just 6 pips away from the entry. So anyway, let's look at USD card. Basically, this is a 4 hour time frame. Do you think buys are visible here? Of course, but would I take it? No, because it has given different sell formation patterns, sell, break of structure, break of structure, break of structure. So it's either you look for a way for market to push up price into these areas. If I were you, I'll mark out this zone. This zone that is here. Now I marked out this area that is here. I automatically expect a case scenario like this. Sell market to short. Just market to push down price, push up into this area. It's a bad man party. Oh, so for me, this is what we'll be looking at for UJ. Sorry for U card, right? Yeah, for U card. Yeah, this is it. So this is it for USD Sorry, for USD card rather. And then you have a BOS there. So it makes sense to sort of drag this out into this region. Yeah, and that's like pretty much it for this region. Yeah. So this is it for USD card, pretty much. Now, why was this analysis? First, you had this high market push-up price here, created a bit of break of structure here, signifying like downtrend. So if you change this to like a line chart, you clearly see that it's down from that area. Though it failed to break past this strong low here. So for me, if it had broken past this low, this would have been a greater confirmation if this low was broken, if this low was broken, it would have been the greatest confirmation showing that the sales are now like very, very strong and all. But nonetheless, it didn't break past this low. Instead, it reacted from there, right? So for me, that's why I'll be taking these sales, but then I'll be reducing my risk, right? But then the sales around that area is still visible. The reason is because again, Market pushed down price here and decided to buy. Market can push back price here up and decide to continuously sell. And that's why I marked that this area as a potential take profit instead of this lower region, running us about 193 pips potential take profit. So yeah, this is another entry possibility, and that's it. So now I'm going to be going to, let me stop sharing here. So I'm going to be going to Deriv right now. Just hold on a moment while I go back to share my screen. All right, so I'm back to sharing the screen. As you guys can see, this is for Deriv pretty much, so synthetics. So let's look at volatility 10. So firstly, we have volatility 10 1s. And for volatility 10 1s, you can clearly see that market has been pushing down price for like a bit, instead of trying to push up price here to continue. I shared this setup on Tuesday, and then we had an instantaneous TP hit on Wednesday. It was shared publicly. I shared it across all platforms. So now I'm going to be looking at market sort of continuing that sell opportunity. Now, why do you mark out? You mark out this particular area as an area for continuation, which means you'll be expecting markets to visibly short around this region. Now, you don't want to potentially increase your SL too much, but then you can always find a way to mitigate your risks. All right, I'll do volatility 25, don't worry. I'm doing just two. So now this is a potential area, and then you can mark it down. So for me, automatically, you will be expecting markets to push price towards that area. So that's the marked region for volatility 10 1s. So expecting market to push up price, tap into this region, and then sell. And that's like pretty much it. So now that brings us to another pair entirely, which will be volatility. What did Ademide mention? 25. So let's look at volatility 25. So volatility 25. Is it 25 1S or just 25? Type quickly. Volatility 25 or 25 1S? Okay, she said 1S because I know there are two. All right, volatility 25 1S. Let's check it. All right, so 25 1S. I think we shared this setup yesterday, but market failed to push down price. Let's look at a new entry. Um, so for this one, what do we have now? Though the buys are very, very visible. So I'm going to mark out two setups, possible setups. So the first possible setup will be here, which is already selling right now. So yes, that sell is strong and very, very visible. This current one. Then you can mitigate your risk, something around here. But be very careful. I want to introduce you guys to step index too. There's crazy money in step index. All right, so now as you guys can see here, so for me the sales are quite visible. Um, the sales are quite visible nonetheless, but the buys are also visible. And where are the buys visible from? Let me mark it out for you guys. So the buys are visible from an area like this. So if market should push up price to break past this region, it should create a retest here. Creating a retest here, it should clear this high. So automatically your TP1 can be at the high. So if it pushes up price, break, retest back again, another entry zone, another market push up pattern. So for me, the buys are visible, but nonetheless, you have to trade what you see. And what do you see currently? Market created basically supply and demand zone, which means this was a low that got broken here. So market retest back into this region again, and then you most likely would have a continuation of the sell pattern. So sales on volatility 25 one is very visible, and that's like pretty much it. So lastly, you guys don't forget that it's very, very important that you know that you can share your profit with, or I already tagged them on the group so that they can be able to include your name and know if you're the first. There's no how you will know if you're a first person unless you tell us. All right. So like you can share your profit and then we can determine okay, who's the highest profit holder and with what capital did you do that with your name and all of that. So that way they can update the leadership board because on Saturday, we'll be sharing the link so that everybody can see. It's a real-time thing. So you can all see the leadership board live and like has a real timer and all of that. So if your name is number one, congratulations, you're 1 week in. If your name is number two, congratulations, three, whatever. So, you have to basically lock in because you can wake up tomorrow and that name is no longer there. And who knows? You stand a chance to claim 3 million naira worth of cash prize. And that's pretty much it. So I need you guys to stay grounded. I know it's not easy. Trust me, I do know. But one very, very important thing is you have to still show up every single day and be a better version of yourself. You have to, be consistent as an individual. That's just the only way, you can always eventually find yourself staying at the top or staying afloat. All right. So I'm rooting for you guys. I want you to go out there and do exploits. If there's anything you do not understand, don't hesitate to send me a message. We'll address it, as soon as we can. And we'll always, by the grace of God, um, be here for you guys continuously by the grace of God. I said again. So yeah, I hope this is clear. The dire signals are open. You can actually tap into it, and also the forex pairs are all open for us to make from. So over the weekend, we'll also be trading BTC USD and all. So it's a full 30 days challenge, and I'm hoping that beautiful things will happen in your life and also my life and every other person out there. So safe guys, and I'll see you guys tomorrow by I think like 9 a.m. And yeah, let's roll.